Hi, I'm here with Alex Briggs from Climate Justice Montreal, and we're going to talk about the oil sands of Alberta in Canada. It's an important issue to us Portlanders because there is a trail, a pipeline on its way, possibly. Can you tell us a little bit about, first of all, what is Alberta oil sands?
Well, the Alberta oil sands are actually the second largest petroleum deposit in the world. It's second only to Saudi Arabia, but it's not something that we hear about as much because it's not really conventional oil. It's not a flowable liquid. It's a substance called bitumen, which is more like a thick molasses. And this substance is a thick solid, so you have to dig it out of the ground. The process involves first removing all vegetation. This ancient forest that's taken thousands of years to grow in northern Alberta in a very cold, inhospitable climate. They take all of that away, and then thousands more feet of earth, all the way down to this sand table where all the bitumen has been collected. Next, the process is after you get the raw sand out of the ground, you have to still get the oil out of that sand, or the bitumen. What they do is they superheat water from 2 to 4.5 barrels for every barrel of oil. You superheat it into steam and then shot through this sand, and that liquefies the bitumen and separates it out so that it can be put into a pipeline. But the result is that you have all of this toxic water, all of this water that has dissolved all of these carcinogenic.
Which they have collected in a big, like, retaining pond, one would call?
Exactly. You need to build these huge tailings ponds here. Yeah. Which by 2015, if projected, they'll actually have more volume than Lake Ontario, one of the largest lakes in the world.
So we're making our own toxic Great Lake.
Exactly, in northern Alberta. And actually, these ponds leak more toxic fluid into the Athabasca watershed.
Which is this river here.
Which is this river over here. Than the Gulf oil spill did even in its worst days.
So tell us about the Trailbreaker and what's going to happen. How are we connecting Alberta with Portland?
Well, what the tar sands need an incredible amount of things. They need cheap labor, they need tons of energy, lots of water and land, and all of these things. But our market system is providing the tar sands with all of these things. Right now, what the tar sands need is capacity. They need somewhere to send this oil to be refined and then used as gasoline. So there are two projects coming into the States that they're looking at. The first is a massive pipeline called the Keystone, which would cut directly from Alberta to Texas. And it's meeting heavy resistance because it's...
Well, I mean, that's a whole lot of land and communities that's going to...
Yeah, and it's a huge pipeline, and people really aren't sure if the oil sands are worth it. The second uses a network of existing pipelines. It's called the Trailbreaker project, and the last one of those pipelines is the Montreal to Portland pipeline, which right now pumps oil from Portland up to Montreal to be refined. But it would be reversed to pipe 200,000 barrels of oil through Portland every single day. Now, if you work this back to what that means in Alberta, each one of those barrels takes 2 tons of earth to extract and 2 to 4.5 barrels of water, which means that if we allow this pipeline to go through, it would mean that Portland has become implicit in the destruction of 400,000 tons of Albertan land every day, as well as up to 900,000 barrels of fresh, potable water, which just turned
completely ruined,
and turned into a toxin that is actually killing not only the local wildlife, which often have tumors and cysts on them, but also the native indigenous people there have been dying at cancers at 100,000 times the acceptable
normal rate of cancer. I read that in the information you gave me. We need to wrap up for today, but Portlanders need to know exactly how they can get involved in this. I know the project is right now temporarily on hold because of the cost of oil. How can Portlanders get more information?
Well, more information is available mostly on the internet, tarsandswatch.org.
Okay.
And there are a few other good sites as well. And I just want to reiterate that really investing in the tar sands is investing in regression, and it's investing in chaos and collapse in the future, because the only way that the tar sands become truly profitable is when countries are willing to pay through the nose just to give their economy what it's used to dealing with. I mean, in Saudi Arabia, you get 100 barrels of oil for every 1 barrel of energy you use, whereas in
this
Alberta,
one just doesn't seem efficient, and it's causing a lot of chaos.
Absolutely. In Alberta, you only get 3. It doesn't make any sense, but it does make money.
Well, unfortunately, money talks a lot more strongly than logic sometimes.
Sure
but
does.
Alex, thank you so much for bringing this attention to us, to our attention. Portlanders will check out some more information, and we'd love to check back in and see how things are going.
Great.
But good luck to you, and thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Back to you, Tom.